Alright then, we're back at M&T. For a recap, we're beginning to colonize the, well, Hokkaido. I hope to, in the future, begin colonizing the American West Coast. Pretty much Alaska, California, and probably Mexico, because I think that's the trade node that flows directly into the Korea Strait from the New World. There's also something that I haven't mentioned last time. I could actually use this territory to start fabricating claims down here and begin conquering in that direction. Taking this province from Shiba would be a bit of a, well, dead end, but certainly still achievable. I could also take it from MEIOU. I think their allies are a good bit weaker. Yoshimi is that the, yeah, that's the one that has the tiny little province here. The other one might be actually an ally. Kawago, who's the... It has been a while since I last touched this game, so of course I'm going to have a little bit of uncertainty. Okay, yeah. Because aggressive expansion scales with distance, it would be smart to begin aggressively expanding in this direction. Spy network. Then I fabricate a claim and remove this glitchy color from the map. Yippee! We'll have to take the time to accept Ainu culture, though. Because I think in base game they're considered part of the Japanese culture group, but here they're part of a separate culture group called the Kamchatkans. Yukanji. I guess there must be something I can't see over this way, I guess. How's the Explorer doing with exploration? Yep. Checking out the South Pacific. I remember that. Okay. Right, honor noble house. I need more stability if I want to interact with them directly. And the buggers have lost a lot of influence again, so I'm not able to interact with them anymore. At least not significantly. Around university. Let's check the intellectual data. 10 art power. Still local though. I was expecting a regional to appear here by now. It's just resisting it. Oh well. So how are the roads doing? Alright, it's building a road here. I can't cover the full cost, I might as well cover some of it. Additionally, having this many people covering the, well, colonies is just a precaution. It's really overkill. I wouldn't need this many. More or less, I can just have 1k each go there. I'd rather lose 10 prestige, 15 prestige than that much money. Yeah, 1k would be fine here. I'm only doing this because, well, I might as well have my whole army over here because no one's going to threaten me down here. Okay, I can build a local university at only one more location. Has this turned into a renowned, or have I not? Oh right, I don't have, I only have a commune hall there. 719. Yeah, it's worth it. Because it won't affect the autonomy level. That's the other reason why, that's the main reason why the burgers don't have much influence. Quite a few of the provinces where the burgers have power, there's just no autonomy. I get the entirety of the province. That's also why my income just keeps increasing dramatically. Instead of a lot of it being siphoned to the burgers or to another estate, I get the full power of the income. The greater nobles, not so much, because, well, they're a high level of average autonomy. They raise the resting point of the autonomy by a huge degree, so... Although I do have to admit the resting point in Issei is still going to be a good bit lower than it is now. It would be at around 22%. This is only an estimate. It's not going to be exactly that amount, and again, circumstances will change, like maybe legitimacy will go lower, or education level will go higher. The separatism is obviously going to change. I might build stronger fortifications there in order to get rid of the local fortifications, or at least weaken those, etc. Of course, I will continue to centralize. So it's really just gotta wait for anything interesting to occur. Like perhaps, maybe I should fabricate a claim. Ah, huh, they're done now. Okay, fabricated and explore South Pacific coastline. I guess I'll discover Australia then. Almost certainly. If I remember correctly, I should get that last. I should get one more stab pretty soon. Attack. Oh. Yay! I mean, I am one of the most advanced countries in the world, so really, I don't really need that much to continue trying to research everything I can. I can try to estimate where Europe is, but I'm having trouble. Simply because Eastern Europe tends to fall behind a bit. Oh well. Besides, I'm also just behind in admin tech, simply because I have to core every province I conquer. And that takes time, and a lot of admin points. Even with the fact that I have a core creation cost reduction. Right then, and finish off this road. Superb. Seek the blessing of the Emperor. In 1504, the 8th Manchu of the Pure Land sect of Buddhism was chosen. He turned out to be an auspicious choice. Not only was he a driven missionary, he was also inspired. Realizing that Chinese Buddhist texts were a stumbling block for the average peasant, he rewrote several Buddhist service books in simple, kinky words that anyone could understand. This made him extremely popular among the peasants, reinforcing the position of the Pure Land sect among the lower classes. The Pure Land sect downplayed the meditation insights required of Buddhists and instead promised that praying constantly to the Amida Buddha would allow worshippers to be taken by the Buddha into the Pure Land of the West upon their deaths, a place where the path to enlightenment was much easier than in these corrupt times. This was achievable by anyone, making it extremely popular. Wherever the great reformer traveled, he was met by throngs of thousands of people eager to hear his words. I gained 4 prestige. Wow. Huh. Tech level 18 gives plus 5 to max centralization. I mean, I haven't even used that buff to centralization yet, so... That does mean it is slowly approaching the time where Ashikaga can use that centralization position. That forces everyone into becoming out of war. However, they are even further behind in admin tech than I am, so... I finally have a... favorite, and I need 10 prestige to do that, so... Demote... not sheer authority, but use 87 military points. Alright. Bungo. Where is that even? There it is. right here. A big enough city to merit building a small amount of infrastructure, but like, oh well, this makes them a lot more controllable. Is that it? It is lagging. Nope. Bingo. I really do not care about this province. Farima. There's quite a bit of wealth in this province, more so than Bingo, but not really that important anyway. I think that's it. Okay. I really should build fortifications in this province as well. And the advisor's dead. Another military engineer. Why not? Again, it gets me a monarch point for the cheapest price possible. Unlike the other three sects of Buddhism, the Pure Land sect enjoys support not from the aristocracy, but from the lower castes. Farmers and low-ranking samurai eagerly joined the sect. They were willing to let the sect build temples on the small plots of land they controlled, and they encouraged settlement around the temples. Since towns were entirely within the fiefs of the followers of the sect, the temples were granted the rights to collect taxes and refuse entry to undesirables. Soon, they had grown so large that they attracted non-believers and merchants. The sects benefited from controlling commerce in these towns within the temple. Jinemachi. Such a town has recently been found in rural Figo. Pure Land Temple. Okay. I'd rather just let it come in. Since that is the sect that I'm following. Well, yeah. Because it provides prestige. Pure Land Zen Buddhism. So Figo would get it, which is over here. And they get a monastic town modifier for 14 years. Well, approximately. Oh, wow. It's one of those. Those are incredibly powerful buildings. Generating a lot of money very, very quickly. I think I'll upgrade the harbor infrastructure in this province. But I don't have the money to do that at the moment, so yeah. Let's think about it. Okay, yeah. I knew I fully did the trade and economy section to my current capabilities, but I wasn't sure if I got the warehouse all the way up. Well, now I know. And autonomy is being driven down to the ground. Once it's done, I'll have over 2.5 points of leeway, so... then all that money will go to me. Just need a couple months and we'll be at 0. I can get another exploration ideas. This will help a lot with colonizing more quickly. But after that, I don't really want these at the moment. Later on, once I've unified the island and no longer really need to invest as much into certain ideas, probably. But that's in the future. Right, explore the Indian Ocean. We'll probably check this area and maybe this here too. Because this is the Indian Ocean, South Pacific, North Pacific. They've really changed up the regions, probably reduce the number. Definitely reduce the number. Probably to help accommodate for more sea tiles and provinces. Because the more provinces you have, the more lag you have. It's just a bigger map to deal with, really. More math you have to do. Another advisor died. The statesman this time. Tariffs is useless, so... I'll take national tax and trade efficiency. Yeah, let's not revoke anything. I don't have. I just got the stability and rather keep it for a while. Additionally, I'm fine with the privileges the lesser nobles have. I'd rather focus on reducing their autonomy to give myself more control. I'm fine with them paying less taxes and giving a smaller levy if it means that they're less. Because the more privileges a estate has, the less likely they are to ask for more. Especially when they're weak. The weaker they are, the less likely they're going to ask. Because they know that you probably have the strength to be able to handle whatever they throw at you. Whereas if you're big and overextended, you don't like have a bunch of provinces like Korea has in their northern provinces where it's basically stuck at 100% autonomy. They're basically the estates there can act as if, you know, they were their own independent country, more or less, simply because they have 100% autonomy. And they can pretty much do whatever they want there. You know, like build up an army in secret in order to try to force the hand of the government. If you have situations like that, they're much more likely to ask for new privileges. So be careful not to overextend. I try to get your communication efficiency to work properly. I have very poor communication here, but I'm sure that will change once I've gotten port infrastructure in place, because they would have to run through here, which is a very, very large area. However, I do have port infrastructure there, so all I need is to build a port in whichever province I want to have an actual city in, which I think will be this one. This one has the most population, while still maintaining decent terrain and keeping the winters from being too bad. Yeah, 60k, 42k, or maybe here, yeah, 200k. I'll probably actually do it here. This has the most population. Forest Highlands are a bit when it comes to infrastructure, but I probably should stick to where population is best. I'll colonize the rest just so that I can, have more to work with. I'll probably avoid colonizing some of Siberia. I'll eventually get to the coastline once I have better naval infrastructure in place, as well as maybe even a capital building. I'll probably focus on colonizing other things like the Americas themselves before that. Wow, the burgers have invested in a workshop. That's awful nice of them. No, it's the lesser nobles that did that. No, actually, it's the province itself. Huh. That's unusual. It's rarely the case that they do that. That's good of them. Could just take advantage of the increasing population and build a marketplace. Maybe also a warehouse. I don't know. Definitely build a temple though. I want to keep that second level art modifier around. And it's not that expensive to build temples. So what did they do? Well, they didn't go to actual India. They went over here. Christmas Island, Horton Basin, Cocos Island. I think those are wastelands though in this game. Again, saving on actual usable provinces in order to minimize calculation requirements. As well as exploring a bit more of Australia. Australia actually has a lot more provinces. Australia. I probably won't colonize Australia though, not anytime soon. Because I focus on, well, trade. Trying to get that down pat properly. Centralization of power. What's this building? Civil arc. Oh. That. Alright, let's do what I was planning to do for a while and get a fort constructed in Wani. Even if that doesn't take down any fortifications, it will at least reduce the amount of autonomy increase by 10%, which I think is enough to bring it down to 0 autonomy. No, but pretty close. It's a silver mine, so it's going to be worth a lot of money. Of course, there is also the fact that autonomy does reduce unrest, so I do have to be careful not to do it unnecessarily. So I do have to be careful not to overdo it at times. Additionally, I do rely on, to a degree, the -8 Unrest from being a subject nation. So yeah, when that disappears, I really need to be careful. Additionally, I think the northern provinces will have the possibility of revolting. As the education efficiency, yeah, that's pretty bad. Again, I'm going to have to wait. Once it's ready, I'm going to have to invest in a port once one of these provinces are actually done. Probably in both of them, actually. It would not be a bad idea. This one has support in the Japan base, this one has Strait. The Strait would be pretty terrible because there's this that doesn't have that. It's not great for Japan Bay because although I have a direct connection to the Yamato Bay, it's still a long distance. Oh well. And neither of these sea tiles are adjacent either, so... Still, I think it would be in my best interest to do that in both of them. So I'll save up money around the time they hit, say, 900. Or at least save up more money than usual because I'm pretty much just constantly spending to lower autonomies everywhere as well as to invest into infrastructure. The roads aren't actually the ones that are lowering the autonomy, really. Those are only there just to increase wealth production. Okay. Right, so Christmas Island, Wasteland. Wasteland. Cocos Island and Christmas Island are considered the same. Wasteland. Well, I found the giant Australian wasteland. I guess this part of the coastline just isn't colonizable. But everything else, well, there's probably a wasteland down here, and yeah, but this coastline seems to be entirely colonizable. I think there's more colonizable terrain here, maybe a wasteland directly in the middle. I'm not sure. So that's everything that I can manage to explore right now. In order to explore more, I would have to colonize. Is anyone privateering? Okay, no, it doesn't seem to be. For now, just protect trade and the Nippon node. So I'd like more to be sent this way to me. Although it might be smarter to do it in Manchuria. On the other hand, hardly anyone flows in one of the other directions, so. Yeah, definitely increased income. Bison is now of kinky culture. Let's check this one. No, that's not intellectual. It's population data. 7.87%. Nice. I do, however, like the description of monastic town. The one that gives plus 1.5 base urban gravity and plus 1 urban production power, which is a lot. Yeah, so the effects. Well, so the description is some towns grew up around confluences, natural harbors, or bridge points. Others grew up in the shadows of monasteries, founded by monks seeking to avoid civilization. The irony was lost on tax collectors who arrived soon after. Yeah, I think I should actually build up this province. A little bit. Building a marketplace should raise the base urban gravity to the point where the urban population will grow to 10k in a couple of years, and then I can build. Leverage must be used regardless of the cost. Well, I don't plan on getting any ideas anytime soon. Except maybe, well, it's going to be an administrative idea, that's for sure. I don't know which, though, so. It's going to be a while. Not sure when, though. I'll take the excellent spies. That seems more productive for me. Right, let's fabricate a claim. I doubt I'm going to war today. Oh, it's perfectly possible to do it next session, so. Today is mainly just preparations for it, as well as continued economy upgrades. Missionaries upset the MEIOUs in Isikari. The pagan natives living near our colonies attracted pious believers who saw a chance to spread the Mahayana faith. These missionaries actively traveled beyond the borders of the colonies to find and befriend native tribes, living among them as they learned their language and shared their testimony. This contact inadvertently spread disease to the natives, disease that the missionaries themselves seemed to be immune to. This was proof that the missionaries had great power, or were great evil. Missionaries often knew little about the culture or customs of their hosts, relying on native guides who could be biased or ignorant themselves. Anger could easily turn to bloodshed, and although missionaries were living outside the protection laws of the colonies, both natives and colonists tended to view them as part of Mahayana. When violence broke out, it could easily escalate into full-scale tribal war. Well, they gained 4 aggressiveness. At least it wasn't the natives living here. That would be really bad. Additionally, I'm eventually going to have to do conversion efforts into the send actual missionaries to the Ainu instead of just via, those events that reference the missionaries. That sort of a thing. Yeah, the wrong culture and wrong faith will probably cause issues with Unrest. Altogether, I find it actually quite likely that the province will begin generating a revolt faction. Both provinces immediately begin generating a revolt faction, so... Okay, so I can ask Utsun Maya again for something. I really could use diplomatic points. Especially since once I research cross staffs, I'll get more colonial range again, so I can start exploring again. Also, I can send spies to Korea in order to try to research tech. Rice will now be produced in Isikari. The cheap stuff. Still no news from Mosima, so... and what the land can produce. Broken promise. Great. I mean, I was only asking for some diplomatic points. Great. I mean, they did send some men to the army at one point, so... yeah, not as bad as it could have been. Actually, isn't there a special map mode? That's here. City data. No. Economic indicators. Provincial wealth. Visible in the trade map mode. Let's go see. It's a great indicator to say where exactly I should be trying my best to reduce communication efficiency. Well, to improve communication. And just lower autonomy in general. Well, there's not much I can do to reduce this. Other than just wait for separatism to decay. Province has a decent amount of money. Oh, I can't see what the local wealth is anymore. At least not directly. Fine, build a low-level fort here. It's gonna be super cheap because it's just grasslands terrain. Also, this province. Not really enough to justify it, though. This already has minimum autonomy. So I can't really say that I even care. Well, marketplace would be a good idea. Same with this province. Not enough to really care. No, I can't afford that. Actually, I think I'll build something else. How much urban population? Okay, even less. Yeah, this one's more valuable of a province. I think the warehouse would be a better build, though. Anyway, let's turn that back off so I can move modifiers on the trade map. I can get back to looking at what it actually is. Oh, yearly revenue is definitely increasing. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a good bit smaller there than it is here. So the images, they have a limited number of images to work with anyway, so it can't be a progress bar. In fact, the progress bar is difficult enough as it is. If you take a close look at the progress bar for cultural conversion, it's all about the same, really. At least in M&T. Fizzin. Oh, joy, not this one. Fine, I'll lower the trade power slightly. Foreign students? I am starting to get foreign students, too. Huh. A nearby city has decided to go ahead and build a building here. What? No, okay. Set to as a message for remake. I don't know. Not entirely sure. It's because there's not really very many buildings that can be built here now. Maybe improve the port and harbor infrastructure, or build an art corporation, or upgrade the university, but I think I'll... Right, didn't I want to do something here? Yeah. I wanted to work towards getting a university set up here because the autonomy could easily handle it. Yep, definitely. I could build a rank 2 university here. It wouldn't matter. Although I figure as I upgrade they'll probably upgrade local fortifications. Still can afford a rank 1 then, without issues. Doesn't it cost 40 to fabricate a claim first time? Yep. Yeah, definitely not enough time to go to war today. However, there is enough time for me to properly prepare for it. I probably could still send just a 10 case to, leave the 1 case behind in order to defend the province. It would be especially bad if the 2,500 natives were the rise of, but I think I should be able to survive that because of defensive bonuses. Chukuko. Lovely. That's enough to cause provincial unrest in Lami and Faki. And then on the other hand, it's not much, and the base unrest decays by half each year. The turmoil will go away in 5 years, so. Nearby merchant republics, trading cities, or trade companies. Give me a minute. Did someone reform into a trade republic? A merchant republic? Oh, monarchy. Yeah, because tribes still have the same old, well, the initial reforms for tribes is the same, however, they still use the base game method of slowly reforming to becoming a different, whatever government type they want. So it's perfectly possible for a tribal to become a republic. Despotism, clan, quanate, nomadic rule. Well, couldn't I just pick... Isn't there a government type map mode? Political... Monarchies, tribals... City-state. Oligarchy, wealth-based voting rights. That's not enough to get a trade republic. Tribal... Republic. Peasants' Republic. Perfection. What about them down here? Bima's Grand Republic. Trade Republic. Okay, that's where it's coming from. Also a trade... No, that's a Peasants' Republic. So, I'm gonna see how much influence Bima has on me. But... Sandasiak... Could also be trade companies, but... Who would establish trade companies? No trade companies here. Back to government types. Native. Republic. Peasants' Republic. City-state. Hey, wait a second. Oh. Ryukai reformed from its tribal state into a merchant republic. That's a bit cursed, but okay. No, not really. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Leave them be. They're gonna increase trade value everywhere. And although I really would not want them to have a large fraction of the control over the trade node. It is going to increase my trade value to just leave them there for now. Eventually, I'll integrate them once I take the shogunate. I'll integrate them as well, but for now, no need. Not really. I should fabricate the claim before the spy network gets caught, though. It would be a bad thing if it gets caught, because then I'll have to wait longer again. I'll also reorganize my army after the month's over, and then I think it's getting pretty close to time to stop for here. And there's the Civil War castle spelling. Nah. Fine. I'm not sure which province I'm more worried about. Isikari has 5 times the chance to cause a native revolt. On the other hand, Wasima has a much smaller chance of something going wrong. Oh, right. Also the issue of supply limits. I think I should actually walk off. Okay, that is a very good general. Yeah, the lack of development is what really causes that province, those provinces to have such bad, well, supply limit. I can't actually see the dev here, which is a little bit annoying. But it's probably going to be around 2. I think it's 2 dev, which is a very small amount. I definitely need to get the naval infrastructure in place. The greater nobles demand privileges. You do you, I don't care. Not about that privilege. Now that you've gained a privilege, I think it might be a good time to take some privileges away from myself. Say goodbye to all those, to every extraneous expansion of autonomy. Additionally, so now, all greater noble provinces have, I think, 5% lower. Maybe it's 2.5%. I'm not sure. Lower. Huh. And no stab loss. Yeah, good. Let's save the game and call it quits for here. It's going to need a minute to save. We've got about 5 years through. Nice. Alright then. I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Here again. Until then.